voting in the Nyaribari Chache by-elections began early in the morning as residents of Kisii County went to the poll. That and more coming up in this bulletin. Welcome to the program. Now, voting in Nyaribari Chache by-elections began early in the morning as residents of Kisii County's most populous constituency head back to the polling booths to choose their member of parliament. A petition occasioned by a poll rerun after massive irregularities rendered the March 4th election null and void. KTN's Fred Omulo is traversing the constituency and gives us the very latest.
Hello?
Hello, Fred. What do we know from Nyaribari Chache?
Good afternoon, Bonnie. The situation is getting tense by the moment. About an hour ago, we just got word from the TNA candidate Robert Monda that his brothers had just been attacked in town and one of his cars destroyed. Right now, their supporters are at the central police station. They've clashed right here. Tear gas has been lobbed at the crowds here, and some of them have been dispersed, but the two antagonists, who is Chris Bishage of ODM and Robert Monda, are in the station. I understand Robert Monda is recording a statement.
Right.
There have been some ugly scenes inside there, but the police have prevented us from going inside. It's a small clash going on between the two. Yesterday, ODM had claimed that TNA is sponsoring some youth around town. Formerly, they are part of the community policing system here, and ODM was claiming that TNA is sponsoring them to create chaos and mayhem overnight. Nothing did happen, but this little incident here seems to be escalating out of hand. Apart from that, everything else is going on well. Voting is proceeding around the constituency.
Right. Fred, you do say there are allegations of violence from either sides of the divide, but do we have a confirmation or denial from the law enforcement agents in that area?
Currently, the police are inside the station with the two antagonists. We understand, we are not sure, but we understand that Robert Monda is recording a statement right now regarding the violence that his brothers underwent earlier in the morning. He had called us earlier and informed us that he's going to the station to record that statement because of the attack. So we haven't spoken to the police yet. They're still inside with the candidate.
Right, Fred, and you said voting started early morning. Have all the contestants voted yet?
So far, we've been able to catch up with 4 of them. The fifth person told us they've already voted, and we can't trace the other 4. So that's a total of 9. The ODM candidate, we had him voting. In fact, you probably see those pictures running just now. Chris Bishage voted. Robert Monda voted. Richard Tiang voted, the one who occasioned this by-election through his petition, as well as the Labour Party candidate. All of these 4 voted, and Ken Omanga of Kanu told us he had voted early in the morning. We didn't get to capture that. The other 4, we are yet to see or locate them.
Right, Fred, we do understand there's a representation of Jubilee and CORD in that area, but do we see the national leaders of either side of the divide in that area during or even before this?
We are seeing the national leaders of TNA. For example, Johnson Sakaja has been around here, very conspicuous, very active during the campaign period, and thereafter he has been organizing the agents in preparation for this voting that is going on right now. I am aware he's here, and he hasn't hidden the fact that he's around campaigning for his candidate. Yesterday they were laying low because the electoral laws do not allow them to continue with the campaigns on the day just before the elections. As for ODM, it is more of the local leadership. We have Chris Obure, who is spearheading the whole effort, supported by other Kisii and Nyamira County MPs such as Manson Nyamwea and other county reps, members of the county assembly. The governors are not so much interested in the whole exercise, but basically the local political leadership is running the show in the ODM side.
Right, Fred, and finally, we do expect results to start trickling in the evening at around 6 o'clock. But how many polling stations do we have, and how do you expect this exercise to take off?
There are about more than 80 polling stations with 110 streams. So that's a little bit higher than the Bomachoge by-election that we had about 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And counting here is a little bit more complex because these stations are smack in the middle of town. And some of them have such a huge number of registered voters that it will take a while. And as voting ends, you know that there's usually a rush just between 4 and 6 p.m. when voting closes, and the queues suddenly grow. Once voting ends, they close the door to the entry to the polling station, but the voters who are inside have to be allowed to vote before counting begins. So if you put in all these dynamics, probably we are looking at something like 10 p.m. for the interim results to be out. But there are some small polling stations in the rural, the peri-urban areas around this Nyaribari Chache area, and these have something like 80 voters, 100 voters. Those ones will definitely start sending in their results within an hour after closing. So from around 7, you should be seeing results.
All right, Fred Omulo, many thanks. And Fred Omulo is traversing the constituency of Nyaribari Chache, where we have a by-election underway. And as he says, we're expecting results to start trickling in at 6 o'clock, and KTN will be on top of that.